Beautiful people, welcome back again to another video. If you are new in this channel, this is Queen Sharon Entertainment, a home of freedom fighters. If you haven't joined our family yet, join us by hitting the red button down below on the bell notification icon. So whenever we have a new video in this same channel, you will get notified. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I love you all. So my people, I have a video here that I want you all to watch, and I myself will be watching with you in this particular video. Feel free to let me know what you think about the video after watching on the comment section below. Like and share this video, and I will see you again in my next one. Bye.
That is why wherever the North goes, whatever the North does, the British will back them. And why, if we actually really want to get serious, it is better to begin the process and promotion of Southern solidarity or Southern unity. Going for it all alone will not help anyone in this cause. I'll share that with you tonight. Also, I want to talk about this hulabalu on the sit-at-home order of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I think I have managed to earn some level of advantage, or let me say leverage, to speak about this, because some of us who eventually showed interest in the Biafra struggle, we got interested because of one man who made many of us shown interest in what exactly was going on, deeper than what we were ever told. And finding that, we realized that, in fact, even if you are not a Biafran, if you know what the Biafran struggle is all about, you should be up and ready to give them every support. Many of us supported Biafra struggle because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why many people said the reason why they were not supporting is because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But you can tell that more people outside Biafra land actually genuinely support the Biafran struggle. And when the order came from his lawyers that the sit-at-home protest should be stopped, many people actually missed it. They missed it in the sense that it was a test that I consider as a test to those who genuinely profess their love for Biafra and the Biafra struggle, the IPOB members, which, by the grace of God, as swell, your ranks have swelling even bigger and better. But there is something, discipline, order. It's just going to be a word of advice, especially for those who are opportuned to be in position to at least keep this ship sailing while Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is away. When you listen to his name, when you hear his name or you hear another in his name, the first thing is what? You obey. Well, not many of you. And it is not your fault. It's understandable that so many people felt like something was not right. Well, maybe not. But the job of those who have opportunity of having large followers, who have the opportunity of influencing people's, decision, opinion, and at the same time, helping to make people understand position of the organization called IPOB. Many of our people, right, missed it. They were the champion of doubt. They were those who actually solidify the doubt that people were having about the order to stop this sit-at-home. And I hope it will help in mending the damages done in the last 48 hours. Sincerely speaking, I am not happy about this. But, well, I am just a friend. Also, part of the road to Kabul that we will talk about is going to be the sudden, the sudden surrendering of these Boko Haram fighters and their families, and the Nigerian military coming out boldly to tell the whole world that they have pardoned them. Really? Nigeria is on our way to Afghanistan. And the reason why you should know the link between the extremists, Taliban, their own ideology of Islam. And what many parts of northern Nigeria, right, they also have their own extremist, religious extremist. In northern Nigeria today, if you have observed that not many people are speaking up, and you think it's because they are not speaking up because Boko Haram is from their region, you are wrong. I have found out that as many of us are lamenting about the insecurity in Nigeria, in southern Nigeria, the invasion and everyday killing and kidnapping of innocent people in northern Nigeria, why are the people not speaking up? Here is what I found out. In northern Nigeria today, there has been increased and growing large gathering or large teachings of extremism, to the point that even when the likes of Hisbah is the Islamic police in Kanu. Nigeria is meant to be a country where, you shouldn't have any religious police in the first place. I mean, genuinely. But because of the way they structure Nigeria, they made us believe that the northern Nigeria will end up as a Sharia region. And with that, they already have their own Sharia courts. They already have their own Sharia police, right? They already have their own Sharia prisons. And their Sharia courts are convicting people to death and all of that. Now, if you speak up against any of these kind of wrong teachings like jihad and all that stuff, that you see there are prominent preachers in northern Nigeria keep promoting, calling other people in Nigeria infidels. Now, the ideology has made many people to keep short, because even if you are a Muslim, if you criticize those ideas, right, you will be charged for blasphemy. And blasphemy in northern Nigeria requires them to either stone you to death, or you must be hanged in public. Now, that is in Nigeria, and these laws exist, and these laws are more respected and obeyed than the Nigerian secular laws. Okay, now let's go back to Taliban in Afghanistan. When Talibans were in power in Afghanistan, in that country, their Sharia law say back then was that women are possession of men. Do you understand that now? Like the old religious way that you read in different religious textbooks, right? The people they told you about gave different names in different religious books you have. They are from these places. Afghanistan is not a country. Afghanistan is it became a country because of these different types of tribal groups who are just like wanderers in the desert. Okay, but good enough, they have oil. However, those who created Afghanistan and those who are claiming to control Afghanistan, either to unleash Islamic law or no Islamic law, they were doing so not because of the religion. So there was a mullah who was an Islamic scholar in a small region of what is today's Afghanistan, very small place, right? And then it felt like Afghanistan should be an Islamic country, or the Sharia of Allah is not being promoted or protected enough in Afghanistan. So he started his teachings by telling people why Sharia should be the way. From that small group, they grew and grew from one district to the other, from one region to the other, until it almost covered the entire country. So these people became the extremists who condemns everything Western, this or that, and all that stuff, right? Then they started the jihad, and eventually they took over power until 2001. Now, during the time they were in charge, women were not allowed to go to school. Women were not allowed to have a job. You can't find any woman anywhere in Afghanistan in any office or any job or school. or you can possibly educate your child, which is that you can give them any education, Quranic and every other education you think they should have as a female child. That's it. And at the end of the day, they will become the possession of the Taliban. Just exactly like the Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram's agenda was started by a guy called Yusuf in a small village in Borno. This guy was running his own Ilekeu with the Omokeus, the students, Quranic students. And what he was teaching them was that Sharia should be the way of life, because as it should be, Sharia should rule all over the northern Nigeria. Because as you must have been made to know, northern Nigeria is not an homogeneous region. Okay, there are more than 20 different nationalities, traditional tribal nationalities in northern Nigeria alone. And the myth that northern Nigeria is Islamic, it is a political myth that is also about to crumble in what is still to come. The percentage of Christians to Muslims in northern Nigeria on record is said to be between 55% and 45%. Some of them will not be happy with what I just said now. But just like their population, the political population, they continue to brandish all the time that they are this or that, right? They cannot prove it, that they have more Muslims than. However, it has been an age-long war to ensure that the communities controlled by other people who have other religion other than that their own Islam are completely wiped out. That has been going on forever. Okay? But it hasn't really succeeded, so to say. However, Boko Haram founder later joined politics, promoted somebody to become the governor of a state. When that person became governor, that person now appointed the Boko Haram founder, appointed him as a commissioner. Somehow, he ended up as a use and dump, right? That he became a target of the same people who used him for their political means, just like this Isa pandemic, right? You know, Isa pandemic is also a Quranic alpha, preaching about jihad, about Al-Qaeda, about this and that, right? But eventually he worked for APC, Al-Qaeda People's Congress, APC, Ebekebe in Nigeria, and he was compensated to be a minister. Now, let's say, in another few years, he becomes, he goes into the bad book of Bokwari or the APC, Ebekebe, and they decided to kill him. That's what happened to the founder of Boko Haram. When they arrested the guy in police custody, they killed him. They tied his hand to his back, they tied his two legs, they shot and killed him, and the police who actually shared these pictures, police said they shot and killed him because he was trying to escape. How could somebody you tied his leg and their hands try to escape? That was what then pushed those who have become students, graduates of Muhammad Yusuf, right? Those who have become his graduates, they just moved into the forest. That time, they linked up with their Taliban brothers in Afghanistan. But Afghanistan was even too far. Around that time, Al-Shabaab, they Kenya, these other people, they Somalia, Mali, Niger, all those places were all kind of crawling with different kind of terrorists. They just moved into the forest. And by 2014, 3 years after they moved into the forest, they staged what became the first world acclaimed terrorist attack that actually kidnapped school children. Over 200 school children were kidnapped. So when they kidnapped these children, right, in their video they said, book is haram. don't send your children to school. If you send your children to school, we will kill them or kidnap them, and we will sell them off as slaves. Because according to Sharia, every child that is a girl is a future property of a boy who will become a man. And that is the order of the Allah. Do not send your children to school. Do not allow women to be walking about doing all they think they can do. And in fact, we will not stop until all schools in northern Nigeria all schools in northern Nigeria are shut. And if you fail to do this, right, by the time we mount our caliphate, we will force you or we will kill you. We will slut your throat. And that was what they did. A campaign of terror since 2010. Back to Afghanistan. The Taliban's ruling Afghanistan by 2001. Then they have become so notorious that you dare not say anything about any of the mullah. Going away from the prophet now, you cannot criticize any of the leaders. So they started public execution of those who blaspheme or those who, you know what I mean? It became a banana republic, right? Then it also became, and mind you, they were actually the Taliban were getting their regular supplied, protection and all of that from Pakistan. Unfortunately, in the world ranking, when they pick the world terrorist index by countries, first they will pick Pakistan. Second, first they will pick Afghanistan. Second, they will pick Pakistan. Third, they will pick Nigeria. How? Because the teachings of all these people they now call Great Mullah inspired more clerics from all over the world, including Africa and in northern Nigeria, to adopt these styles too. But people who know them and they know how dangerous these teachings are, they dare not say anything, or else those mullah in northern Nigeria, just like in Afghanistan, they will just issue a fatwa on them. All they need to say is that he blasphemed, he insulted Allah, he insulted Muhammad. Then that's it, and the mob will be ready to kill that person. So America got attacked September 11, 2001, and they said few hours later Osama bin Laden claimed responsibility for it. Meanwhile, when Osama bin Laden, which was the leader of Al-Qaeda terrorist group, so Al-Qaeda, they were based then in Afghanistan, so which means they are not different from the rebels that Taliban became later. The rebels, the kind of charlatans who took over power, right? Using religion to deceive people. We are pushing the agenda of Allah. By the special grace of Allah, Islam will be blah 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 in the whole world. All this ideology, they were just, they were crooked ideology that is laced with self-power, hungry criminals who are using religion to propagate their murderous campaign. So Al-Qaeda was in America. Al-Qaeda was in Afghanistan. So Al-Qaeda claimed responsibility. America said Al-Qaeda leaders were in Afghanistan. So the Taliban government must hand them over. The Taliban said, no, we don't have them. They said, you have them. They said, no, we don't have them. Eventually, America invaded Afghanistan to overthrow the Talibans. Many of the leaders of Al-Qaeda died at that time, and so many of them relocated. Osama bin Laden himself was eventually killed in the hills somewhere between Afghanistan and Pakistan, right? But that's not the big story. The Taliban lost power. When Taliban lost power when America was invading Afghanistan back in 2001, northern Nigerian government was trying to preach and say, hey, no kuna no start killing, because in northern Nigeria, there were already, people were already angry that America was doing that to Afghanistan and the Taliban. You can go on Google and search that right now. And many properties were burnt, were destroyed. Many people were killed simply because of the American invasion of Afghanistan then. However, that got the likes of ISA pandemic triggered, and so many people wow, they hated America for it. And wherever they know that any American embassy is attacked, trust me, there are some part of them in northern Nigeria that actually celebrate it. Do you understand? When the World Trade Center got attacked in northern Nigeria, it was a celebration galore for these extremists. Okay? Because to them, America is an enemy of Allah. And the Taliban and co, they are doing the work of Allah. Okay? Cut the long story short, they try to bring democracy to Afghanistan, where women were able to then go to school. Children who were girls, they were able to go to school. Okay, on and on for 20 years. But guess what? America overstayed. There are other 43 countries, other allies also overstayed, because at the end of the day, they couldn't grow Afghanistan. And the same teaching, the same mentality that brought the Taliban to power, the mentality of Americans are they cannot dictate how we're going to live for us. We will live like this, and then
Thank you so much for watching that particular video. Feel free to let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. Like and share this video, and I will see you guys again in my next one. Bye.